Lunch on Double J.
On Double J, I'm so happy to welcome Damon Albarn and Jamie Hewlett from the Gorillas to the house of Double J. Hello, fellas.
Hello.
Hey, congratulations on the album, The Mountain. Yeah. It's awesome. And it feels...
Oh, thanks.
It feels really fresh. It feels like there's
good.
a lot of new sounds going on there. You've always mixed your sounds up. You've always worked with tons of people. But something about working with these many familiar artists, but also some of these classical artists in India and singers.
Yeah, I suppose it's important sometimes to kind of rejig the palette, you know, whatever kind of sort of creative process you are dedicated to, you know, because it just, it means hopefully it means you're learning. And if you're learning, that means you probably coming out with something that can sort of help people.
Help people how?
Help people discover more about this wonderful kaleidoscopic world we live on and how important interconnection is and how important having at least a kind of sort of basic understanding of other cultures is essential in the modern age of half-truth and, you know, male testosterone bluster.
Jamie, the artwork is beautiful again.
Thank you.
For the album. This image of the fictional band on top of the mountain feels very optimistic and positive. What does it represent for you?
Well, exactly what you just said.
Okay.
I mean, they're on top of the world. They've reached the zenith of the mountain, and they're looking out across the whole planet and meditating on its splendor. And Murdoch's on his phone.
It's also
trying to get a signal.
like any kind of image that stares into the clouds, it's ambiguous. It's like what lies below those clouds. You know? But at that moment, everything is beautiful.
The first song, The Mountain, really sets the scene, right? It's beautiful. It's kind of really exotic. And, you know, I feel like we're on this journey with you. It's a real scene setter. And it feels like a very album-centric track, kicking off a kind of body of work.
Exactly. So I suppose that's what we were kind of sort of presenting is some kind of movie. We're always trying to do that. I think naturally, being an animated band, we lean that way. But, you know, this time we can say that very soon there's going to be an 8-minute short hand-drawn animated film coming. Okay. Which is why we haven't done any videos to this point.
Yeah, I was curious, actually. So, Jamie, tell us about, you know, what's inspired what you're doing with characters and the artwork on this album. Where's your main pot of inspiration coming from?
India.
Yeah.
Basically. No, but the short film animated video, I sort of quite know what to call it.
Call it a film.
Short animated film.
It is a short
is
film.
Going to be released the day before the album. So everything you've seen so far is visualizers to accompany the tracks that have been released. But we wanted to kind of save everything and release it at the same time. So you'll have the film, animated film, hand-drawn, no computers.
Yeah, because it's taken him so long that he's been suffering with really swollen hands.
You did it. That's brilliant how you did that. I'm really impressed. And then there will be the album, and inside of the vinyl album is a book of artwork that no one has seen yet. So when it all drops at the same time, you'll have this video, you'll have the album and the book. And the idea is you sit and listen to the album from beginning to end and look at the artwork and kind of lose yourself in the mountain and go on the journey the sort of the narrative of the album from the beginning, the base of the mountain until the top of the mountain and beyond.
It all takes kind of even songs like Casablanca and Damascus kind of somehow take place on this metaphysical mountain, and everything is kind of sort of leaning towards what's behind the curtain, what's behind the veil, what next, what is the afterlife, you know.
And having a location seems to work quite well for us. The last time I think we did that was Plastic Beach.
Yeah.
You know, setting the whole record in a place.
Yeah, it's very
beaches,
it's very
mountains.
naturally visual, isn't it? Very lends itself to what you're doing with the gorillas.
But visually, it's all coming from what happened in India and everything we saw in India, which is visually stunning.
When did you go to India? And where did it kind of start? Where did the ideas begin? Was it when you started working with the musicians in India, or way before that?
No, we took a trip to India together.
The whole album started in a conversation that just there were big changes and big events in both our lives, but it all started on the 28th of November in Belgrade in Serbia.
Okay. What happened there?
And I know there's a very, very long narrative after that, which is quite gloomy.
Yeah.
And involves a lot of tragic passing of people very close to us.
Okay.
But an ending of relationships, just a whole load of unpleasant
heavy stuff
that in life you sometimes have to deal with.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think because it happened to both of us, we felt that there was something driving this record, you know, that was important to us and therefore would be important somehow in its translation.
Are used to working with tons of people in Gorillaz, but can you tell me a little bit about working with someone like Usher? Is it Bosley, who is one of the most recorded artists on the planet?
She's in her 90s, and she is an extraordinary force of nature, a beautiful human being, and honestly, right up there with the most extraordinary encounters I've had.
Yeah,
it's just you know, some people just have arrived at a certain point where they are simultaneously alive and legend.
Did she know about Gorillaz?
I
she
think
does now.
Her granddaughter helped with our introduction.
Okay.
That's happened quite a lot. That with Bobby, it was his daughter who introduced him.
Dennis was
his son. You know, sometimes
Dennis Hopper.
That's how it goes.
Hopper, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So she was amazing to work with, and
he's just an amazing, wonderful person.
Yeah. Do you feel like
and, you know? I mean, it's amazing. I love the idea that we can start a conversation with a whole new generation about her and her. You don't need to listen to anything ever again. Just listen to Asha. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and that's just one person. On the record.
Well, you have a young audience. I mean, you got a really wide range of people that listen to Gorillaz. I went to the concert here in Melbourne myself with my daughter who was 18. So we got generations going on here. So what do you hope for in terms of that young audience in their relationship to this album? Do you think about them when you're making an album?
I think there's so much to learn about, you know, Hindu spirituality, Sikhism, different languages, you know, all these amazing artists and their legacy and the tradition that they're part of, like Anushka Shankar, daughter of Ravi Shankar.
Asha Puthli,
you know, who you can place her in Studio 54 dancing with David Bowie in 19 whenever. You know what I mean? These amazing people, and you just put them all together in this kind of imaginary place, and somehow it works.
Don't make it hard.
David, let's talk about some of the other guests on the album, because The Mountain includes appearances from Dennis Hopper, Marquis Smith from The Fall, Bobby Womack is on there, and Proof. These are all incredible Gorillaz collaborators who have sadly passed away.
But they are alive, really, because they're here.
Yeah.
I think it's a kind of weird kind of sort of time travel thing when you go back in and listen to the recordings and the outtakes of previous recordings and find like all these gems. Like a whole new song was created from what was not used of Marquis Smith's to the studio 12 years ago. Bobby Womack, I mean, there's so much more Bobby Womack kind of, I mean, every time he opens his mouth, it's Bobby Womack, you know?
Yeah.
It's everything. Even him eating crisps on the mic is soulful.
You want to keep everything, don't you, when you get an artist in the studio?
Well, but the interesting thing was going back, like some of the recordings, the engineers had been very efficient and cut all of the kind of detritus, you know. So there wasn't anything like Terry Hall. I was looking for at least something. There was nothing other than what was on the tune with him, which is a real shame because I knew Terry really well, and I would love to have been able to put something on. But there wasn't anything, so he's not there, but not because he wasn't thought of, and he's not still thought of all the time. And then someone like Proof didn't expect to have a whole freestyle.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Just there, waiting to be kind of sort of elevated to something else, you know?
Yeah.
You really feel like he's right in the room with you there, even though he hasn't been with us for a long time.
Yeah.
You never seen a killer with fangs and millimeters that bang, and killer teachers piss slang, and still I reach you. Y'all ain't ready for death until I show the whole breath, until you blow the one set, man. Throw up. How many times I gotta prove you're not to test me? This ooze can be deadly, slugs move through your chest piece. It's all reality. Beefing with your block, got you creeping with your Glock. Now you sleeping in the box. No one can convince the invincible to be sensible.
That's an amazing track. The Manifesto, I think, is one of my favourite songs on the album. And Treno, Treno, Argentine
Treno
rapper.
was introduced to me in Argentina by my daughter. And he came and did a freestyle of Clint Eastwood, and I was just so impressed by it. He was quite young then. I mean, still ridiculously young, but he was even young in like sort of mine. I was just blown away by his poise and his confidence and his ability to freestyle. So a few years later, we kind of hooked up, and he's massive in Argentina.
Yeah. Well, that's good for Gorillaz.
Well, it's all good for everyone.
Yes.
Good for him, it's good for us. It's, you know, that's why we like doing this, because it, at its very best, it's a kind of platform for everyone to be exemplary.
Yeah, of course. Damon and Jamie from Gorillaz are with me on Double J. We're talking about the new album, The Mountain, which is out now, and accompanying film that Jamie Hewlett has created. And I know, guys, recently you played this album in full, right? And then around about the same time recently you were doing Demon Days, kind of revisiting
we
that.
did a series of shows at the Copper Box in London to celebrate 25 years of Gorillaz. So we played the first album in its entirety, Demon Days, Plastic Beach, and then the last show was Mystery Show. And people were asked to hand in their telephones before entering. And then we played the new album in its entirety with pretty much most of the people who appear on the album.
Amazing.
To an audience of Gorillaz fans who were very excited.
And I thought,
didn't have a phone.
Yeah.
I thought we were being really smart doing 4 albums on the trot. And then when Sparks arrived, they informed me that they'd done something like 14 albums on the trot. So,
I have heard that.
I've got a way to go. I've got a way to go to get
It was so exciting to have you work with Sparks on The Happy Dictator.
Oh my God, they are.
How good are they?
Wonderful human beings.
They are.
I mean, I just love it. I love my job.
Well, what I love about that song is that it's kind of dark and a bit spiky, but you've got this kind of crazy Sparks energy going on, and there's this wonderful pop sense about it. It seems like a really fun to play with those elements in Gorillaz.
Well, we're looking forward to performing that on the Jimmy Kimmel show very soon.
Great.
Which I think is a nice place to sing a song like that.
100%. Yeah, it should go down well there.
Yeah, I hope so.
As the shadows they are forming
50th anniversary of Demon Days recently, you know that a number of songs from that album were huge here in Australia. And 3 of them actually got voted into the Hottest 100 of 2005. And it means a hell of a lot of people in Australia voted for those songs. So 3 in that Hottest 100 countdown is pretty massive. So I'm curious, kind of, like, do you think that there's a conversation that's still happening between Demon Days and what you're doing now in Gorillaz? Or does it feel like...
for sure, I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, Demon Days was made just after 9/11. And, you know, I think it's more relevant today than it was when it first came out in terms of what's happening in the world. The Demon Days continues.
Well, we kind of set our stall out with Demon Days, really. Like, you know, the first album was very experimental and kind of almost like something AI would have created, you know, if it had existed then. But the second record was kind of much more kind of considered in that sense. I think the first record is a really wonderful record.
It is. And that hit home definitely here in Australia. It really marked a moment in time for me as well. What does it feel like to play Demon Days now? Do you do it differently?
Great. I dressed up as a priest for that one. I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Jamie's idea, but I embraced it.
Most proud of with this new album?
I can't answer that question.
Okay.
Yet.
What about for you, Damon?
Oh, I enjoyed the process hugely.
Yeah. It was a wonderful thing to do together and a wonderful album to make, and we had crazy adventures, and that's the best bit.
I want to go out with Damascus. Omar Soleiman was just here in the country, actually. He's amazing. I've seen him a couple of times. Yeah, he does.
He really does.
And you got Yassine Bey, Mos Def, on this song. Can you tell us a bit about it?
It's been a long time in the creation, that one, because it kind of has roots in literally in the town of Damascus in 2010 when we went there and played. So it's just been kind of sort of, I don't know, it just felt like a part of this record. It felt like a place you could visit on the mountain somehow. So much has happened there, and the implications of what's happened, and the kind of tremors of that throughout the whole of the world, you know. So it's sort of got a place on the mountain.
Well, let's hear it. And thank you so much, Damon Albarn and Jamie Hewlett, for your time on Double J today.
Pleasure.
Down on your radio, DA in the place you show, Suleiman in the place you know, make them all replace you go.
Music makes you.
The feeling felt massive, especially as a little kid, to like be in a room with that many people that knew this artist, and being able to share that with my dad and imagine him as a kid going to these concerts was kind of mind-blowing as a kid.
Music makes you on Double J.